Can we RV? I'm
Yes.
dying to know.
Yeah, of
Okay, so
course.
tell me this. Back it up a little bit. As you are trying to become a real life CrossFit Games athlete, like what else is going on in your life? Like, do you have a full time job? Do you have a family? And when did the RV kind of like fit its way into your life
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, it's all just a giant evolution, obviously. You don't just set out. I don't yeah, I you know that part in the Joker where he's saying to Harvey Dent in the hospital, he's like, "Do I look like a guy with a plan?" That's RV for our life. I didn't have a plan for any of this. So I owned a gym. I owned a CrossFit gym. As soon as I started CrossFit, within a year, I was so in love with the sport that I thought I'm going to open a gym. I've always been entrepreneurial. So I opened a gym, and that allowed me all the freedom to have a gym, have a place to train, and attempt to qualify for the CrossFit Games for multiple years. And I I ended up qualifying for the games during the last year that I owned the gym. Qualified 2018, sold the gym in 2019, and was out of the gym business when I went to the games in 2019. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I didn't sell it for a lot of money, but enough money to like kind of recalibrate, decide what do I want to do next. And I had a lot of encouragement to take my story, the fat guy to a fit guy that had now won the CrossFit Games in 2019, and share that online. And I didn't think anyone would give a shit about that initially. I didn't think anything. But I got jasongrubb.com. I started building some online training programs. I started recording some YouTube videos around that time, a lot more into 2020 with COVID. And luckily, I had started this online training platform, jasongrubb.com. When COVID hit, dudes needed workouts in their garage. And so I
Hmm.
got lucky enough to be able to sell a lot of programs that year and get some revenue coming in. And moving into, what was it, 2021 is the end of COVID. We have a 10-year-old now, 10-year-old and 6-year-old. They were 2 years younger at the time. They weren't in school. We had homeschooled them. And we sort of realized like, hey, I'm not tied to anything. We don't have to live in Colorado, which was where our house was. Our kids don't have to go back to school. This homeschooling thing was just fine. I threw out this idea like, what if we bought a van and did some traveling? And my wife was like, you can't travel with two kids and two dogs in a van. And I was like, okay.
Mm.
So she's like, well, let's look at RVs. I was like, I don't want an RV. Like I'm not a trailer park guy. Like I didn't know,
It
didn't know
is.
you
It's
could
theme
buy.
park on wheels. It is.
I
It
mean, it
totally
is,
is.
it is.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
This is what, I mean, it is a moving house. So I didn't realize that they made these really nice, fancy.
Oh,
I mean, this
yeah.
was beautiful, right? So we have a 42-foot. We ended up narrowing down, like, one, we had to decide, do we want to do this? Yes or no? Can we sell our house? Yes or no? And we actually sold our house in 2021 to Zillow. And if you were familiar with what Zillow was doing at the time, they were overpaying for houses to sell. They were trying to become that like open door, we buy and sell your house, flipping it. They were pouring billions in there. So we got a premium on our house. And the day we closed was the day the RV, the solar, the batteries, everything was done. I'd already bought a truck. We already bought an RV, and we headed out. So we have a 42-foot RV. It's a toy hauler for those out there that know what fifth wheel toy haulers are. I'm sitting in the garage area. Up above me is the bed for my two boys. One sleeps this direction, the other one sleeps back here. That way above. Behind me, I have a C2 bike. I have an Echo bike outside because I just got done with an Echo bike workout. I've got the rower behind me. There's a ski erg over here next to the washer and dryer, next to the
What?
bathroom that's back here. I'm at a standing desk. I'm sitting in a tall chair at a standing desk. I have a deck out these glass doors next to me, full floor to ceiling glass doors. And then over there, we've got a living room, a little dining area, a full kitchen, like full microwave, full oven, four like burner stove, full refrigerator, full bathroom, up two stairs, and a master bedroom. I mean, it's everything we need, except after 2 years, we're like, we're gonna have to get a house. Like, we love this,
Really?
but yeah, it'd be nice to have a home base. And here's the primary reason. besides a great internet connection, I would kill for an amazing internet connection all the time. For my business, I just need fast internet. I create so much content. I hate waiting on the internet. But our boys, we spent this last year a couple of longer durations in certain areas. We were 2 months in one place. We were a full month and a half in another place, and then lots of 3 to 4 week stints in various places throughout the Southeast. And our boys would go into a CrossFit gym and do class with other kids in the CrossFit gym, and they thrived in that community. And we realized, like, that's the one thing our
Hmm.
boys need other boys to play with. And in the
Mhm.
summer, in we're at a in Colorado at a Jellystone RV park. If listeners know what Jellystone are, if they're RVers, they know what a Jellystone is. It's like a huge pool. It's Yogi Bear like RV park. There's 500 spaces here. It's summer. There's millions of kids running around, so our boys can have a great time. They can go to the bounce pad all day and play with kids. But in October, there's no other kids. So our two boys will go out into the woods and, like, well, it was just fun stuff. They'll go out, they'll like chop down a tree and then chop up a bunch of firewood with an axe that's like this big. And we're just praying that they don't like chop their leg off. But they're
Right.
boys. So go tear down some stuff so we can burn
Right.
it. That's what you do
Right.
with boys.
You're like
Um,
living my
but
husband's best life right now.
Right.
This is like all that
yeah,
Matt wants with his life is like two boys out in
yes,
the woods all day with an axe. Like, please sell the
done.
house and go. That's what he wants.
And then we go, everywhere we go, we find the place where we're going to fish. Like, my boys
Right.
love to fish, and they're big enough that they can go fish by themselves. Well, I mean, I always go because I don't want them falling in a lake or something, but it's, it's really, really fun. But we could see ourselves moving into a home that's a home base where it's just life will be a little bit easier there. Kids can be involved in community, involved in sports. We can still homeschool, so we can just leave whenever we want to and spend a month in Florida or a month in Arizona or a month in the Northwest or Northeast, whatever we want to do. We love that. We want to continue all that. At the same time, we want to have that home base. But I'll tell you, Nikki, the financial part of this is interesting. So we had a house, we had a mortgage, we had an HOA, we have electric, we have gas, we have utilities, we have internet, all of those things. It costs less with the loan on a $100,000 truck, $100,000 RV, paying the fees to stay in RV sites and our internet. All of that costs less than living in a home. And we get to
Hmm.
travel the country. Now, like, we can't stay in like San Diego like for forever. Like, there's more expensive places to stay, but you could stay in some beautiful, beautiful areas for $30, $40 a night. And when you do all that math, and we have a truck. We also bought a Tesla this year to have a second car to just kind of get around because it's easier. But we have limitless power wherever we're at. We already pay for a nightly fee. So when we charge the Tesla from the pedestal outside, it's free electricity to us. So we don't, it's a very efficient situation
Where do you keep the
altogether.
Tesla? Where do you keep
So
it?
yeah, normally you at an RV park, they have some parking lots. So we'll put our big old truck, we have an F450, we'll put that in the parking lot because it only needs to be driven. It loves to pull heavy things. It's built for it. So we just use that to pull the RV. Otherwise, it sits in the lot, and we would might drive it once in a month or whenever we're traveling. Otherwise, the Tesla just parks right next to the RV on our site. That's pretty standard. You'll have a site, you'll have a space for a car next to you, and then
Yeah,
just
but like
have an extension cord.
do you drive them both? Like
Yeah.
you will drive your truck with your kids in it and
Yep.
your partner will drive the Tesla or something like that.
Correct. Yep.
I was
Yep.
like,
And
you
when we
can't
go,
have the truck tow the
no,
Tesla.
no,
That's too much towing. Got it.
that would that would be amazing. But it's nice because the truck, when you're pulling 30,000 pounds, we should just be going about 65 mile weight period. So the Tesla can zoom ahead of us. It's them, then the Tesla will pass us, and the Tesla will go 250, 280 miles on a charge. And what you do, what's amazing in a Tesla is you just put in your destination. We're headed to Madison. And put in your destination, and it'll just take you from supercharger to supercharger as part of the route to your destination. So you're never running out. You don't have to manage your battery. It does it for you. As far as the truck goes, there's plenty of diesel on the highways, so that's
Yeah.
easy.
That's cool. So you
But
guys are going to be RVing obviously in and around Tent City at Madison.
absolutely. Yeah, we
Fun.
love it. It's great. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
the tricky
Do you
part
have like
there is
a
that no, go ahead.
I was going to say, do you have like a walkthrough or anything on your YouTube because I'm dying to see this for
I
real.
sure do.
Okay,
Full
good. I'm
go
going to
yeah,
go check it out.
yeah, you just search Jason Grubb full RV. It's badass. It's really cool.
I'll find the link and I'll put it in the show notes, Nikki, so
Fun,
people can
fun.
see
I'm
it.
excited. Yeah.
I'm just loving the thought of this huge truck and a Tesla side by side.
It's
There's
so
something
Oh,
fun.
it's they're the polar opposite of vehicle production right there.
I have
We're
a
balancing out the environment right here.
Exactly. Exactly.
I have a gym part. I own a gym here in Cleveland, and my partner Tom has two cars that he drives to the gym, and one is a F-250. That's I think it's an F-250 or something. It's something comparable, huge, you know, pickup. And the second one is a Jeep Wrangler. I'm like, do you have an aversion to anything over 5 miles per gallon? Like
Yeah,
seriously,
right.
like he's personally keeping the Saudis in business. Like it's just
Well,
really impressive, really
yeah.
impressive.
I'll tell you, once you drive a Tesla and you get that feeling of a car that just drives itself, it is so annoying to drive regular cars.
I'm
I
sure.
hate having to turn on a car, having to steer. It's absurd. It is the best car I've ever had, and I, I like driving the truck when we're hauling something. There's something masculine about that. But besides that, I like the hands off, just let the car do its thing. It's a better driver than I am. It's less distracted than I am, that's for sure. So it's a safer situation.
That's cool.
It is a weird I was in a Tesla not that long ago, and it's a much different experience than
Mhm.
like I drive a Jeep Wrangler, and you're right about it feeling masculine. Like we're on just like normal roads, it's very boring and it's kind of hard to drive. You know, big tires and it's loud, and you're like, this is annoying. The other day I was driving back from Michigan, and for whatever reason, my GPS took me to a road that was under construction, and it was like potholes as
Mhm.
far as the eye could see. And I'm like, finally, I get to do what this Jeep was made for, you know? And I'm just flooring it down this beat up road just so I can go through the mud puddles, you know.
Yeah.
But in a Tesla, it's the opposite. Like you're barely paying attention. You got like one finger on the wheel, if that. You know, you're looking at that
Yes.
monster display that looks like a big screen TV. Like
Mhm.
it's a really cool thing. Like say what you want about Elon Musk, the Tesla is cool. It's
Yeah, it
very
is
cool.
It is
rad.
great.
It is
Yeah.
rad.